back to the Ninth Period Podcast. We're here. We got my guy P, Paulo. I've known him since elementary school, and legend in 3 games where they came from basketball, painting, and now running. So, without further ado, my man P, how you feel?
Oh, I feel great, man. It's been a long time coming. He's been trying to get me here for a while, so.
Yeah, 2 years, man.
You know, schedules in the line, but that is what it is. You know, we're here now, so I'm ready.
How you feel though?
Other than that, I feel great. I can't complain, man.
Tell the people about yourself. Like, if someone was to ask you, so like, who are you? Like, who was?
You want to know what's funny? I always ask myself that question, and that's always one of the questions that I can never seem to answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like people can describe me better than I can describe myself. Kind of like you alluded to, but you know, I've always been one of those people that's just like, I'm just gonna do my work and then let everybody else have different looks or outputs on who and how I am, the way I am in general. But I would just say for me, yeah, like you said, pretty laid back, chill. Started off playing basketball, was doing that all my life as a kid, growing up. Always been drawing in school all throughout. Public school, middle school, elementary, all that.
Okay.
And then now running is just like, running just took me over now. It's my favorite thing to do. I do it every single day. I know we're going to get to that. I was kind of hoping this would have been like, just solely based on that, or, more than not, because that's where I'm at in space in my life. But we gonna get to everything. So
trust me. We gonna get to the running.
That's pretty much it. If you don't know who I am and already though, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So like you said, art has always been there, like from elementary school and so on and so forth. But like when you were playing basketball, like from young kid, when did you start playing basketball?
I think as far as I could go back, probably 6 years old.
Okay.
I feel like everything started when I was 6. And
when did it like end as a career path?
So I played. I would say probably around like 2017.
Okay.
I played basketball since 2007 to like 2017. So for like 10 years.
Okay.
But yeah, basketball was my first love. It was what I wanted to do, obviously. I was super passionate about it.
And you went to college for it?
I did. I just really wanted to get the experience, but before that, it was just like that was my life. Growing up as a kid, always still drawing and stuff throughout. Art was always like my plan B.
Okay.
So, but basketball was like the main thing, and I eat, sleep, and breathe basketball. That's what I wanted to do. And I went to college in 2016, 2017. I just did a year.
What college?
I went to Berkeley College in the city.
Okay.
NJCAA Division II. Went there just to get the experience. School wasn't really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did a year there, and then that was pretty much it. And so yeah, 2017 was it.
I do remember you like going away for school. What was?
That was in 2013. I went to a prep school in Houston called Beacon Prep.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was I never graduated high school.
Okay.
So I went out there to kind of do like, I forgot what it's called. I can't think of it right now. The program I was with, they was just gonna try to like, I don't know. What is it? I think it was called reclassifying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. It's where you go to get like an extra year to get more exposure.
Okay.
But again, I didn't graduate high school. I still had like a few credits left in like a Regents or 2. So I ended up going out there, and then I ended up coming back in like a month. Because I had to finish up. I didn't have my high school diploma, so I couldn't get into any colleges and nothing. So yeah, I just went to a prep school, and that was in 2013.
The time out there, like what was that like? That 1 month.
It was in the beginning. It was cool. I was 17 at the time, so it was like a whole new experience for me. Just like moving away from home.
Right.
Like 4.5, 5 hours on a plane on the West Coast in Texas. I don't know, nothing. We just playing ball every day. I'm living in a crib with people from all over LA. It's just people from Indiana, like my teammates, and we was just playing ball all day. So, but then after a while, after like 3 weeks, man, I got homesick. Crazy. I just yeah, and that wasn't the final straw though. At that point, I was just there like, yo, I'm still a kid. I'm still a teenager. I don't know if something's gonna happen to my family. Like I was just, I couldn't really sleep at night. I just felt so far away from home.
Yeah.
But yeah, the experience was cool though. Obviously, got to build a relationship with the guys on the team. All we did was play ball, and that's it. We just worked out, went to the gym. We was 2-3 workouts a day, and that was my only experience in Houston, and that was pretty much that.
All right, so once you put the basketball down, you picked up the what was that? A stencil? Paintbrush? A pencil.
That's funny. A stencil is funny, but nah, like I said, I always been drawing. Art was always gonna be my fallback.
Okay.
And that's kind of the thing too. It's like always one of those situations where it was like, no plan B, so you can focus solely on your plan A.
Right.
Everybody's situation is different, but for me, I was just like I said in elementary school, PS 140. I used to say I didn't do no work. I didn't like school at all. I only ever did like work just to stay eligible to play on the team.
Oh wow.
So that was it. If I had to get a 65 average or 70, I was gonna do whatever I needed to do to just stay eligible to play on the team. Right. Nothing more, nothing less. But in class, I was just drawing all day, and so yeah, art was always like my fallback option. And then after in high school, I was still drawing. Right out of college, my first year out of college, I only did 1 year, I didn't graduate, but in 2017, I went to Art Basel.
In Miami?
Yeah, in Miami, and I didn't know nothing about it. My mom took me out there. I guess she wanted me to get some inspiration or whatever.
Okay.
And then when I got out there, I just seen like a whole different world. And then they just opened me up. I was like, wow, I started seeing paintings, selling, tons of money. And I was just like, this could be a lane for me. This is something that, I would, have interest in doing. Because I didn't want to do nothing else, obviously. So then, when I came back, I got inspired and I made my first painting in 2017. I was always like drawing, like doing customs since like 2014.
Yeah, I remember that.
Custom sneakers and like
jean jackets and
jackets
shit like that,
and
t-shirts.
hats. The dad hat wave was popping back in 2015. I was doing those flight jackets, but I never did like a painting on canvas. 2017 did my first canvas.
And what was that?
It was of a Dragon Ball Z character, some Tumblr art. I just Googled, I didn't, around that time didn't have a niche or a style.
Okay.
So it was just still in the exploration phase of like what I would want to be known for as far as like my art style. But that takes time to find. You gotta create up until you find that thing. So yeah, it was a Dragon Ball Z character I found on Tumblr, and I just drew it on the canvas and painted it. I guess it was a painting at that point.
I always envied, like growing up, I always envied the niggas that knew how to draw and shit like that. Cause it's like I feel like to be able to draw is just like a cheat code. Cause like I was nice with like the S that
yeah, everybody could do that.
Like I could do that shit like Picasso for real. But anything else, it was just like, all right.
I think with drawing too, like drawing is one of those talents that is like, I don't think too many people learn from scratch. It's either like you either have to already be born with some type of skills to be able to be good enough to say, oh, I could draw, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not a bad, or it's just not a stick figure. Like
really just if you got either got it or you don't. Yeah,
because like who's going to say, oh, see an artist that can draw, or see someone just say, I want to learn that skill from scratch.
Like can't say, I'm gonna teach you how to draw.
And I would kind of say the same thing with like singing is like you don't know that you could sing until you start singing in the shower or something, and then somebody hear you like, yo, you could sing. But we all know we can't sing. Yeah, but singing like drawing is like one of those skills to where it's like, how do you actually learn how to sing? It's like you gotta be born with some type of skill level to be at least, good enough to sound good enough to want to even keep going to the point that you just get better and better and better. And I think
I think I did develop that trait though, singing.
With the singing.
Yeah, I could.
So you can sing then.
Yeah.
So let me hear something.
Nah, that's not the platform for that right there. Yeah. Probably good karaoke. Good karaoke night might get.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, look, just like you said, you probably kind of envy people that could draw. I'm not gonna say envy for me, but like singing is definitely one of those talents that is like.
I ain't gonna lie. If you know how to sing, I'll be like, all right, enough. Like,
right.
This nigga play basketball.
It's one of the hardest
draw, sing, paint.
Well, no, not me. Chris Brown could do that, but not me. I'm just saying in general.
Do you know how to dance?
I do know how to dance. I would say like as far as like I would need to be taught like choreography.
Okay.
Because I'm a fast learner.
Okay.
So if you just show me, you know, it'll take me a couple minutes to get the rhythm down pat and everything.
Okay.
But yeah.
So if there was a certain song that you would dance to, pause if necessary. But if there was a certain, that wasn't. Yeah. No, never mind. But yeah, your first painting was you said Dragon Ball Z character?
Yeah, it was a Dragon Ball Z character. It was Goku. I found it on Tumblr. I think I still got it. I drew it on like a 16x20 canvas. I didn't even know what I was doing. I went to Walmart and I just bought canvas boards. After I made it, I tried to hang it up and realized I got the wrong thing. But I didn't know what I was doing.
So from when you first started painting and just drawing, just painting, just things of that nature. How'd you get into just painting like faces, like portraits?
Right, yeah. So again, just trying to find like my niche, in the space. Initially I kind of wanted to like have something. It's funny that you got the painting right there. I wanted like something along the lines of like a cause, like a character. I wanted something that when people see it, they could just identify with me through that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do like portraits or landscape or like, skyline, any like of that type of stuff. Like I wanted like a character.
Yeah.
And express myself through that.
I remember at one point you didn't really want to do portraits.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did.
Did I tell you that?
You did.
Yeah, so again, when I went to Art Basel, I kind of seen some stuff and I was like, maybe I could go in this lane. But yeah, so many different styles with art. You got surrealism, pop art, which, you got contemporary art, abstract. There's so many different lanes, you know what I'm saying? Graffiti. So it's just like you have to really just explore with every avenue until you find something that you like the most and just go with that. So to answer your question, portraits was the one thing I knew I didn't want to be known for.
Right.
It's so funny. I was following this girl and she was doing portrait paintings and she would post them on the gram, and like once you could capture like the realness of someone's face, people will just be like, yo, wow. Like, that's what I've seen that will get, like, the most engagement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I know I can do this. It'll look like the person. People will engage, and then that's it. But, again, I didn't want that. So, this happened in 2019 when Nipsey Hussle passed away. Back on Google. It took me a while to develop my own style. Back on Google and just started looking up, like, pictures of Nipsey Hussle because I wanted to do a portrait of him, and I did one on Nipsey Hussle, obviously because he passed away. It got the over engagement that I would have did probably on a regular.
Absolutely.
And then after that was in like March. Did that, and again, still just trying to find my way.
What was the hardest portrait that you painted?
Yeah, so there's no real hard portrait. I will only say the thing is, like, everybody's face is different.
Yeah.
So each painting, each portrait is going to be different because of flesh tones, complexion. Some people are lighter, some people are darker. Some are more busy than others. Some people have hair. Some people have facial hair. So I would say probably the most, I don't know. Nothing is hard. It's just the challenge of what that painting entails. So I would, to answer that question is like a Nipsey or a Pop Smoke will probably take longer because they have braid. Nipsey has braids
And a beard.
and a beard. Pop Smoke had his hair a certain way, so I spent like an extra 3 hours sketching that out to make sure everything was right with that. But who else I did at that time? When I did Chris Brown, he had a hat on, so that was easy. And then who else would I did? Kobe. Kobe had a bald head, so yeah, it all depends on like how busy the actual person's face is.
Yeah.
How much detail I gotta capture in the painting.
Okay. All right, and then I noticed, like I pay attention to a lot of things, and I noticed while you were painting, I think it wasn't a lot. It was just a fast time lapse video of you painting, and I noticed this, and I was like, nah, that's hard. Like you would look at the photo, whether it's like on your phone or whatever, and then just go to the canvas, and then it would literally be as if. You know how we have like an outline.
Your reference photo. Yeah, your reference photos. Oh, that's what you mean? Like.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know. I don't know how like I can really explain it perfectly.
I feel like I know what you're kind of asking because a lot of people say that like, oh, how you just looking off your phone and just how you do it? And it's like.
Because I look at it like a rapper, not writing down the lyrics. Like you just go.
Yeah.
Same thing with you. Like you just look at the.
That's not a good analogy. And I'm gonna tell you why because I already know what I'm doing. Like a rapper has to come up with these things, and I can even further elaborate on that because certain times when I listen to music, I even have the same questions you're trying to ask me. I ask to myself about what was this rapper thinking when he said this? How did he come up with this? How did he know to put this in? Or I don't know the ins and outs of what it's like to make a song. So I have those same questions that people might have when they see somebody painting, looking at a picture off their phone. But at least when you have your reference, you kind of just, at that point, it's already done. It's not like I'm just coming up with it in my head or something. So that always helps, but it's not really as difficult as it may seem. Once you know how to draw, you're just looking at a picture to get the outcome as close as possible to whatever your reference is in that moment.
Right.
So, for a rapper, it's like, unless somebody wrote it down for you and you just got to word it a certain way, to come up with it on your own is, that's not nothing to just take lightly, I feel like.
Okay, that makes sense. When you this one I was there while you did it, like probably like the first hour, 2 hours of you doing it. When you did the Amir portrait in the park, what was that feeling like? Because you could have just put it on. Could have just put it on a canvas, and then like just gave it away or whatever. But like you putting it on the basketball hoop, so it can just stay there forever, and you're from there. So it's like, how was it doing that? And then now, whenever you pass it and you look at it, what's that feeling like?
So that's a funny question. Well, the second part of it is funny, and I'll tell you why. But initially, when I first did that mural, obviously it was a lot of emotions that I was going through in that moment because of like the whole situation that happened with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just him, just like every time I would see him, he was just on a basketball court. He loved the game. He just reminded me of me when I was his age.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He was like 13 at the time, just getting ready to go to high school. I would always see him walking past Roy, where you going? I'm going to practice, or I'm coming from a game. And so when that happened to him, I was just like kind of blown away by it. Like he was just robbed of the opportunity to even have a chance to see how far he can take it. I grew up on those same basketball courts. We used to be out there every single day and just playing ball. And I kind of always felt like that was my destiny around that time. Like I want to die doing something that I love to do, or like just on a basketball court. I remember when I was like 11 years old, we was all running back, and we was having a 4-on-4 game in the back of my building, and some people came up from a different neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They stood right in the parking lot, and they just started shooting towards our direction.
Wow.
And thank God nobody got hit, but you know, everybody was safe. But that was just something that was just like on the back end of the older generation of people from our neighborhood. That was their situation, and you know, they didn't know. And, you know, but again, you know, we wasn't responsible for that. You know, we didn't have anything to do with what they had going on. But same thing with Amir. You know, he was innocent. You know, and he died
doing what he loved.
Not only doing what he loved, but at the hands of someone else's problems and issues that had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it kind of again going back to that's why I felt like, you know, that was almost my destiny in a sense. Kind of think about it a lot. So when that happened, and I was just at this point, I was actually able to draw or paint, and then I was just like, damn. I was just like, you know what? It's so funny too because maybe like a couple months prior to they removed that actual rim and put it on the main court because we would dunk on it. It was so low that we ended up breaking it. We needed a replacement rim. They took that rim down, put it up there, and he literally, you know, his situation happened right in front of that hoop where the rim was no longer there.
Right.
So it was just backboard, you know, and it just made so much sense at that point. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a blank canvas, but just outside.
Yeah.
That was my first time doing something like that. I didn't get no permission from nobody. I was told, yo, if you put that up there, the housing might wipe it out or something. And I was just like, for our neighborhood and you know how we was feeling at that time, I just went to the store. I'm like, yo, let me get a ladder. I got the ladder from the store, went over there, and I just got to work. And yeah, so that was again like you asked. That was my first time doing something like that, so I didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, after that, I was just so excited with the outcome. Everybody in the neighborhood loved it. His mother loved it, and I was just like kind of like the perfect way to, you know, honor his life in that way. So now, to answer your second question, what do I think now? I think it's you know, it's ugly now, and
really
maybe one day I'll do it over and really, because I'm a better artist than I was back in 2019. I did that in 2019. We about to be in 2025, so maybe one day, you know, I'll, you know, upgrade it and then take it to another level. So yeah, but
can't wait to see that. I know a lot of people can't wait to see that either. Well, okay, all right, we've done a whole lot of art, we've done a whole lot of art talk. Now we here.
Well, yeah. Where we at?
Where did this whole running thing just form into?
It's so funny because it's like you really never know what direction your life is going head into. You really never know where you're gonna be in just 1 year. So it's like, running still kind of like, I've always been running since I was a kid. You know, playing tag, manhunt, whatever it was, bulldog, and playing basketball. It's a lot of running in that. Running from the cops, running, whatever, you know, it was just running. But yeah, to see where it's at now is just kind of like, again, I don't know how I got here, but again, like I said, we never could really see the trajectory and where our life is headed.
Absolutely.
You know, it can just take a turn, a sharp right, sharp left, and you'll just end up somewhere, and you'll be like, what the hell? So it's like with the running, I would kind of say it started in 2018, but it didn't probably become official until like a couple months ago. And I'm gonna tell you why, because obviously when I stopped after college, I was always still like an active person. So when I stopped playing ball, I didn't want to let that part of me go.
Yeah.
You know, basketball kept me in shape, discipline, working out, so whatever I had to do.
Athleticism.
Yeah, just being active and athletic in general. So when I stopped hooping, was still working out. I was working out more than I was running. So I would work out like 5 days, 6 days a week, and I would do like probably 2 days of cardio. And then
Everybody needs cardio.
Yeah. So then after that, right? This is out of time. I'm fresh out of college, and then well, I keep saying fresh out of college. I did not graduate college. I just did 1 year, but this was everything just happened after that.
Still fresh out of
I
college.
know, well, not fresh out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I dropped out. Let me say I dropped out.
Freshly dropped
I
out
don't
of
want to say
college.
dropped out, but yeah. So after I dropped out of college, I was working at a restaurant, this fish store. You know, I was working at the fish store, but I was just going.
How do you pronounce it?
Seymour's. Well, just say Seymour's. It's like Seymour's, like Seymour's.
Because I always used to like really pronounce the H. Seymour's.
Oh, you used to say hens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was always been one of those things where people didn't know how it was pronounced,
Mm-hmm.
so they would just call it the fish store or say
Yeah.
Seymour's.
Yeah.
That was the easy way to, you know, let people
Okay.
know what you was talking about. So yeah, I was working at the fish store, and then just to, you know, keep a little money in my pocket so I could buy art supplies or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And working around food for 6 hours a day, I just caught myself being undisciplined and just eating everything up.
Yeah.
I'm a person that don't eat. I eat once a day, and I'm not really even big on food like that. So when I would be in the fish store and I'd be dealing with people like making the food, catfish, mac and cheese, and I'd be dressing it up nice for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get a rush of 15 people out, we have a break like 10-15 minutes before our next customer come in. And whatever two pieces of fish was left laying right there, or shrimp that was left,
Taking it.
I was knocking that down. I'm just telling you. And what had happened was I had went to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and then I realized like I wasn't getting fat, but I had a little gut,
Good, yeah.
and I was like, oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So I went on Google. I'm like how to work in a restaurant and not like, you know, eat all the food or just like remain disciplined. They was just like drink water, keep a gallon of water by you. Every time you get hungry or you think you're hungry, drink the water and chew gum so you don't trick your appetite.
I should have did that in 2022.
Right. So after that, I did that for like, and then I made a bet with myself. Summertime was coming around, and I was like, I'm just gonna run every day for the next 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
2 laps, and just drink only water and eat a chicken salad. I did that for 30 days straight. That
Chicken
same
salad,
exact thing. I
water,
was chewing Winston
running.
Fresh, drinking a gallon of water every day. Every time I run out, I get another one, and just eating a grilled chicken salad every day. And for 30 days, I ain't looking in the mirror, nothing.
You made the salad yourself?
No, I would get it from the store.
Wow.
Like, yeah, grilled chicken. So I would get it from the chicken store that used to be on the corner. It's not there no more.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so I did that for 30 days. And this is kind of where I'm going with the running situation. Back in 2018, I ran every day for 33 days straight.
Mm.
What had happened was, so that was the streak. It was just 2 laps. And I got rid of the gut or whatever the case may be. And I was back where I wanted to be at. So then, that was in 2018, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
yeah,
was just-
that was
that was
my
the start.
first. That was yeah. So, but again, I wasn't a runner yet. I was just,
You was just trying to. You
I was
didn't
just
want,
doing what
you
I had
didn't
to
want the
do.
gut.
I was doing what I had to do to stay in shape. Yes, and that, you know what I'm saying. So I was staying disciplined, and then fast forward to 2022. Is, you know, in 2021 things started to pick up. I started to really learn more about like tracking miles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about like miles. I was still running in basketball sneakers.
Yeah.
I didn't have no running gear. I was running in sweatpants and a hoodie. So I kind of had the aesthetic of like a boxer with basketball sneakers, just running every day, but just staying disciplined, still working out more than anything.
Yeah.
And then after that, 2021 things started to ramp up. I went to the Nike outlet. I bought a pair of running shoes for like $60, $80. I don't really remember. And then I was just running those until I warmed down.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just how I got started to get. That's how everything started with the running,
Okay.
right? So again, I didn't know, kind of like when I told you about Art Basel and like getting exposed to the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
I still didn't know anything about the world. I was secluded to my environment and my environment only. I didn't run anything past 4 or 5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go past an hour a day. But the more and more I kept doing it, the more distance I've been able to cover over a certain period of time.
Okay.
So then after that, 2022, Um, I went out to a Nike community run in the city, and then that's where for me everything just opened up. So this running has been going on since 2018 up until 2022 for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
It took 4 years for me to get exposed to the running world of what I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So when I seen that, I was like, yo, this has been going on all this time, right? And again, this is kind of what I was saying, like you never really know what your life is preparing you for, you know, years and years before you're finally prepped and ready to meet your, you know, to meet your destiny in a sense with running. So I was exposed to it, and it was something that I liked, it was something that I enjoyed, and then I was like, okay, I can see myself doing this. I'm running with a bunch of different runners all throughout the city, and it was just fun. And they held their long runs every Saturday. Every single Saturday from that week on, I showed up, and it's all I could look forward to. So much so that I would stop running during the week, just from Monday through Friday, just getting my mind ready for Saturday's long run with Nike because they was training for the marathon.
And what was the long runs like? How many?
So every
miles?
week, so they would do like a 16-week training program.
Okay.
They would do 10 miles the first week, and then every week they'll go up to 2 miles.
Okay.
10, 12, 14, 16, like that. And yeah, we would go out there. I would go out there every week, and every week I was just setting a new high in miles I would cover. You know, the most I've probably done up to that point was only 14 miles. But it felt crazy. So that was in 2022. Got exposed to the community. And then I kind of noticed how I kind of let that kind of take over my joy that I had from running. In a sense to where I was like, I had to kind of cut that off because it got me to a point to where I started to put too much things on running that I never asked from running. And I'll give you an example. I started to feel a way that I wasn't getting accepted into the marathon, or or I wasn't running it. Mind you, like I didn't know anything about marathons, half marathons. I kid you not. Like I always knew about them, but I didn't know what they entail.
So what did you think?
What did I think when?
Like as far as like trying to get in, like.
Yeah. So, like right. So. Mind you, it's so funny like to just have this conversation, knowing what I knew then versus now. I was probably just like a stuck-up, little stubborn, spoiled kid, like mad that I couldn't get into a marathon, that I didn't even know that there was like a whole qualifications that you have to do to even qualify for them in the first place.
I look at that qualification every day because I told you I want to run the marathon.
Yeah, right. So, but at least you know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just thought like, how do we get in this thing? And then we're having conversations with people that's already in it, that's training for it. That's why we're there in the first place.
Right.
And now that we're having running talk and all of this stuff that I knew nothing about, I just only knew running. That's the only thing I knew. So as it got closer and closer to the day, I guess people were trying to make certain connections and stuff, trying to figure out, if we was even gonna get in. And then I realized like, I'm putting too much on like this running, this whole marathon thing. It's not even why I started running in the first place. It started because I wanted to stay in shape. All of this stuff just comes with it. So then after that, 2022 kind of fell off from still it hadn't taken me over yet. This is in 2022. After that, the marathon season ended in August. The 16-week training. And then once it started to get cold out, I just put running down because I'm like, I'm not about to be running in the winter, none of that. I was back in the gym, and still I would do 1 mile on the treadmill most, but I was still more so working out than running.
How do you feel about running on the treadmill? Because I personally hate it. I hate the treadmill and the track.
I love anything that people hate. I love the treadmill. The treadmill hate me. And no, I'm serious. I got videos on my treadmill, and I love the treadmill, right? I actually enjoy running on it. The treadmill is capped off at an hour, so once you run on an hour, it'll stop you and say, okay, the treadmill needs to cool down, and it'll take 5 minutes, and just you can only walk on it, and after that 5 minutes is up, the treadmill is ready to go again. So yeah, I don't mind running on a treadmill. I don't do it as much now but this was around the time where I wasn't running outside.
Yeah.
So the treadmill was just like my way to escape the cold but still be able to run.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm outside with it, it's just like there's nothing to me now. I conquered the treadmill a long time ago.
Kudos to you, man.
So,
I'm
yeah.
never gonna conquer that shit.
So listen.
Oh, yeah.
After
All right.
September, October, November, December, I took that all off running. I would still probably just do a mile in the gym. I was in the gym every day, and running hadn't taken me over yet. I got out there in January, like probably the first week of January. I went for a run on a track, and I couldn't even run 1 mile because I hadn't ran in like months. I thought I could just go back out there and just pick up where I left off.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst thing I ever thought I could do in my life, because like anything, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So like with running, all the work that I was doing over the summer, it didn't translate because I had stopped running for the last 3 months of the year. And then I tried to get back out there in January. I literally couldn't run 1 mile. I got up to like 0.77, and then I caught runner's itch. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. It's just kind of like when you've probably been sitting down for too long and your legs fall asleep. But it's just like a eight. I can't really describe it. It's just like it's ringing, like your legs are just ringing.
Okay.
And it was bothering me so bad that I had to stop. And then I stopped. I just tried to bang it out for like a couple seconds. Started running again, and then like 20 seconds it came back. So I ended up only doing like a mile 10. And then I was like, nah, this ain't it. Came back again, and I was like, we're gonna start running again. We got to get over, and conquer this part of running in the cold.
Yeah.
And this was in 2023. So that's January 2023. Couldn't run 1 mile. Fast forward to February, March. It's like a random Wednesday. This is after me accumulating, just building myself back up. 6 miles here, 8 miles here, 10 miles here. Started playing those numbers, 6 to 10 range, 11 miles, 12 miles. One day I got up, I did like 11 miles. Got up the next day, did 12. And then it was like a random Wednesday in March. I just went out there and I ran my first marathon. I went out there and I ran my first marathon, and
full or
I ran it full. I ran to Freeport and back, and I completely just died. Like, it was the hardest thing still. It was the hardest thing I ever done in my life.
Wait. You ran from Freeport and then back.
So what I did was, I would, with my runs is whatever distance I want to cover, I'll do half up and half down. So if it's 10, I'll run 5 miles up and come back home.
Okay.
So in this case, I just ran 13 miles, and then when I got to 13 miles, I just happened to be in Freeport, and then I had to run back home. And when I came back home, when I was finished, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And up until that point, I felt accomplished because I was like you said, I was like that spoiled kid that didn't get accepted into the marathon, and I had no knowledge about how to even get into it or qualify or nothing. I was fairly new into this space. I was like a baby in this space.
Then you got your
so who did I think I was, So when I did the marathon, I was like, yo, this is why I started doing this, It's not about the acceptance of a marathon or a particular race. Those things come and go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just the joy of running in general is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that was in March of 2023. May, I ran my first half marathon officially. And then June, July 2023 is when now it's just like, okay, I'm a rookie in the game, just getting my feet wet, I'm learning, but you're still running. And then Nike came back with the same marathon training program, right? And same thing again, June, July, back to, increasing the pace, the miles and the distance.
Yeah. And
making connections, meeting people, and that carried over all the way up until September. Stay with me.
Okay.
September 2023. Right? So now the marathon season is over. It wasn't as exciting as it was the first year around in 2022. 2023, we was like head over heels over it, but they had made some changes to it. So they had split it up into 3 different divisions. So instead of having 250 runners every week in one location, they would split it up to 3. So it would be like 100, 150. Brooklyn, Queens, and Uptown.
Okay.
Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Uptown.
Okay.
So that kind of took the fun out of what we was looking for as far as like that runner's high going into these weekend runs. So that was that. This carried over from June, the end of July to the end of August.
Okay.
Yeah, July to August. So then in September, right? Now I'm in the door with running. Got my miles up. Did my first 20-mile run by this point. I'm a marathon in, so I guess I'm in the door now.
Yeah.
And people will start to like see me as like a runner now because people would see me running all over Queens. People would start coming up asking me questions. Yo, I be seeing you running. People seeing me every day, seeing me everywhere. So now it was just like, this is what happened. People would try to engage. Well, they would engage into running conversations with me, and they would say stuff like, "Yo, you run every day?" And now, remember how I told you I would work out 6 days a week, but I would only run once or twice?
Yeah.
Now I'm at the point where I'm running 5 days a week.
More than you working out.
But I'm working out maybe once, or twice.
Yeah.
So now that whole thing switched. And for me, with the running, I was just like, people would ask me, yo, you run every day? And I would say yes because the fact that I would cover 7 days worth of running in about 3 to 4 days is why I felt like I could claim the fact that I run every day.
Absolutely.
So it was so crazy because around this short span of however long it was, every time I seen somebody, they would ask me that question.
Do you run every day?
Do I run every day?
Okay.
Right? I ran to the Ave, I ran to the barbershop, seen one of my friends. He asked me that. He said, you run every day? And I told him, yeah. After that, I left and I said, yo, that's going to be the last time somebody asks me, do I run every day? And the answer is not a definitive yes, meaning I run every single day. So that was on September 15th, 2023.
Damn, you that led into my next question.
Wait,
continue,
but look.
Continue.
Okay, so that was September 15th, 2023. I'm about to let you go right now. And we had a Saturday run with the crate.
Yeah.
Remember, after that barbershop conversation, however many days was left in that year, I was like, you know what? Once I told myself that's going to be the last time somebody asked me that question, and the answer is not a definitive yes, I'm just going to finish the year out. Let me just set that goal right here to run every single day for 3 miles for the remainder of the year. Let me start there. And then I went to the Saturday run with the crate, and Manir asked me, I think I only probably do Manir for I seen him probably 2 times up until that point. We was during like our 3 mile break. We was in Francis Lewis, and he was like, yo, you run every day? And I was like, no, yes. Because it was a no, but this was my first time I could actually say yes. So I'm like, nah, but I'm going to be running every single day for the rest of the year. And so that just set everything off. So from September 15th, 2023 to the end of the year, that was the goal. And then,
Because September, your 1 year anniversary, it was September 15th. Because we had that great event. I pulled up, and when you said that you ran every day for a year, like, I believed you, but a part of me was just like, I know he probably take 1 day off out of this shit. Like,
oh shoot, that's funny.
Probably skip like a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has to rest.
Right. So,
as you were talking, I was like, I'm believing you, but a part of me is just like, while you was talking at the anniversary, he was like, yeah, I run every day, and it was like, I'm like, yo, I know he takes 1 day off. Or even if it's not a consistent 1 day off, there was 1 day that you missed. Was there ever a day that you missed?
No.
Even if you were sick?
Hell no. I was out there when I got sick. 10 days before my first marathon, I got up and I was out there. I got to the point where that was the first thing I was thinking about. It just came down to me. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have to run. Like, I have to do this. Like it's to the point now where I don't know what I would do if I didn't run. Like, it's just like a part of me now. It's like waking up. If I wake up, I run. But people don't even realize like how much of there is a lot of things that you can do every single day. Like, especially once you make it a habit,
Mm-hmm.
you'll really be surprised. It's so crazy that I don't even have to think about doing it. It's already a part of me.
Yeah.
So it's no, oh yeah, he missed one day. No, I can't miss a day even if I wanted to miss a day, because it's that much of a priority
It's
in
so
my life.
implemented into your lifestyle.
Yeah, like I don't even have to think about running. It's just like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
what time is it? Oh, it's 3 p.m. So I'm gonna go run. Let's go at 8. We going at 8.
Okay.
And it's just like that. That's exactly the conversation I have with myself. I don't get self-doubt. I don't ever feel like not running.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have those thoughts no more. There's nothing that can stop me from running every single day. And that's it. And
what's the minimum?
the minimum is 3 miles a day. But if
Okay.
for anybody, you know, and this is not to prove nothing to nobody, but to yourself, I know it kind of sounds like, it seems unreal when you think about it. And again, I never imagined this. I think about it every single day. I never imagined that I would even be running every single day. Like, I didn't see this when I started this journey. But yeah, I definitely got the apps on my phone to just, you know, prove that, you know, I get out there every single day. But it's not even about that, you know what I'm saying? It's about committing to something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just showing up every single day. And you'll really be surprised with what you can accomplish, you know, once you set your mind on something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My man said,
So,
check my phone.
Yeah, like
You
I ain't
go-
gotta prove
you
nothing to
go mile for
nobody
mile.
now. But yeah, so we do a minimum of 3 miles a day, and I think once as far as like the recovery goes,
Mhm.
and what I learned then with running too is they have types of running specifically based around it.
Okay.
Recovery runs, you don't put out too much effort as you would a tempo run where you're running faster. You know, zone 2 runs, being able to run and talk at the same time. Long runs, like, so as far as recovery, if I do run a marathon or I do something to where it's like I've exerted a certain amount of energy
Yeah.
and my body is so sore, you just do some minor stretching and you get out there and you do a light jog. You don't go out there and kill yourself, you know what I'm saying? So you can rest in between recovering while you run. So that's how I deal with, like, you know, running and recovering all in one.
I feel like right now where I am with in this with running, currently right now I'm where you were in 2018 to 2022, because like right now I just run because I enjoy doing it. Like yeah, sometimes I have my competitive moments and shit like that, but like when it comes to different types of running and fucking running gels and the type of clothes you should wear for inclement weather. Like I literally just go outside and run. Like when we ran on Tuesday, I ran with a 15-pound vest on, hoodie, sweatpants, and a leather jacket. Like on the track, I'm running with a leather jacket on.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at everybody else. I'm like, yo, I gotta figure this shit out. And honestly, I can say between you, Jatan, Munir, and Rel, it's like shit. Even Dawn, like I just be looking at this shit like I gotta take this a little more seriously. Like when we did this challenge for the month of October, 50 miles challenge, and I think like the first 8 days I was killing this shit. Like I was doing good. I probably got up to like 13, 14 miles. Right. I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna kill that 50 miles probably in like a week. It wasn't until probably we had like 10 more days left in the month. I'm like, oh shit, I'm only at 30.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I got 20 more to go. And then I was like, yo, I really gotta run. And then that's when it kicks in of the, you know, when you say like, yo, I don't feel like running, but I'm just gonna run. It was times where I'm like, yo, I really do not feel like running, but like I'll literally go out there and just get like a 1 mile, 3 miles, 5 miles. Even the last day, like I had 1 day left in that challenge, and I had about 9 miles left. I'm like, I don't know how I'm about to do this or like what route I'm about to do, but I'm literally about to just go out there and run. Like I try to do what you be doing as far as no headphones. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put one AirPod in, and if that shit dies, then it dies. There's nothing I can do about it. So I literally left the crib. I had a long day of work, and I just started running up Merrick. My initial plan was to run until I wanted to run up to Rockville Center because I felt like that would have been 10 or close to it. But as I started running, I got up to Central Ave on Merrick.
Yeah.
That's like the strip, like right. If you make the right and go straight down, you'll be at Green Acres. When I got over there, my left knee was just like, yo, if you continue this run, if you think that you can go to Rockville Center, it's a wrap. So I was like, you know what? I'm ready at 4 miles.
I was just about to
if
say
I
that.
run back,
Yo, I was just about to say
I'll
that's
get
only
the 8.
4 miles.
Yeah.
Rockville Center is 7 miles. That's my route. Merrick is my route. So I just ran Merrick last night actually. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I take that route every night when I go to the gym. But to your point about so as long as you run, it don't matter what you run in, but as long as you run, the gear and stuff that comes after.
Yeah.
Like the hardest part is to actually do the act,
Yeah.
which is running. The gear and stuff helps you because it puts you in that space of like, okay, if you're going to be, running, you want to look like a runner.
Yeah.
If you're going to be working out, you want to put on some Gymshark or something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, you want to look the part of that thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring an extra little or motivation in you to get it done.
Yeah.
So it was cold and you had a jacket on, as you should. But you see me now, I just realized like even when I first started, I would just do a shirt, a long sleeve, a crew neck, a hoodie. Or like 2 hoodies. I didn't have no running jacket.
Yeah.
And like I would just do like 2 sweatpants, 2 socks, and then now I'm at the point now where I actually like I have a running jacket to fight the cold weather and all the gear, the mask, everything now. I got this I got my running gear on right now. You know what I'm saying? This is just how I just chill now. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go to the store, I'll probably just run a mile to the store real quick because I'm always in gear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got the running aesthetic.
So that comes after, but the fact that you actually, run first, if it gets you to a point to where you wanna, if it gains a stranglehold over you so much so that you just fall in love with it to the point where you just want the whole gear and you learn about it that much, then that's cool. But to just run, that's the best part.
I can honestly say
that's the hardest thing to do is just to show up.
I can honestly say I do love running. Like, I don't think if I didn't love running, I wouldn't have ran from 5th Avenue to my crib.
Was there ever a time where you hated running or thought you hated it?
Yes. I think probably 2019. No, it was 2020. Because it's COVID, we don't have anything to do, and then it was at that point, just like your fish spot story, like you just eating nonstop. Like I was just drinking every single day to the point where it's like I really got like really heavy. So like I would start like just running around my block or whatever, or just running to Roy Wilkins and running around the track. That's where I truly developed my hate for the track because I felt like I was a hamster running in there, just going in the same circle, seeing the same thing. And then it was one day I woke up like I took a nap. Well, I was attempting to take a nap, but I just really couldn't. And I got up and I was like, yo, I might just go for a run. Like, you remember how you said your running shoes were basketball sneakers?
Yeah.
My running shoes were Air Max 95s.
Yeah, right.
And those are...
Exactly.
So, that day, I literally got up and I just started running. I ran from my crib up until Farmers, wrapped around, went like all the way through Farmers and back home.
Yeah.
And when I ran from here to Farmers, I didn't even stop. Cause most times, like normally back then, like I'll probably run like 2-3 blocks. I stop, I'm breathing mad hard and shit like that. But that run, it was just like, in that time span, it was probably one of the best runs I've ever done. So after that, I was like, yo, I really enjoy this thing right here. And I think that's when I like just downloaded the Nike Run Club app.
Yeah.
So I just felt so good about myself. I looked at that picture. I looked at that activity. I looked at it every single day, probably for like 3 weeks. Then anytime I tried to like do that run again, it was never the same.
So you said that was around COVID?
Yeah.
And that 50-mile challenge, did you end up finishing it or no?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, okay.
I completed it that night when I ran up Merritt.
And so with the knee bothering you and everything, you was able to make it back home?
Yeah, I still did it.
Yeah, okay. And how did you feel in that moment?
If I'm being honest, I felt like a champion. Like,
Yeah.
I felt great. Like I was like, yo, I did 50 miles
Yeah,
in 1 month.
Oh, it was supposed to be the month. Okay.
Yeah, in 1 month.
Yeah.
So like the same thing as you were saying, where you would have never envisioned this in your life. Like if someone would have told me that, yo, in 1 month you'll run 50 miles. One day you're gonna go to work, do a full shift, then run home from work.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna leave your crib and run to Yankee Stadium. I would have laughed in their face, like my stomach would have been hurting from laughing so hard.
Yeah.
But now that this is like my present, this is what I'm doing. It's just like, damn, what's next? And I can honestly say, and I'm glad that like, you know, we're on camera to say it, because I've told you to your face, but those super long runs, you inspired me to do that, because I remember you running to Yankee Stadium, and I was sitting in my bed when I saw that shit. I'm like, yo, this nigga is insane. Who the fuck is doing some shit like this? And then it's like, you just kept doing these long ass runs, and it's just like, yo, like what's really good with this guy? And then now, I'm this guy.
Yeah. So again.
So thank you for being crazy enough to do those kind of runs to inspire me to do it.
I mean, I would say you're welcome to that, but again, the inspiration can only be passed down. So obviously I had to see somebody do it, but I had to do it long enough to know that it was possible. Well, then I had to conquer my area and my environment to know that, okay, I ran the Green Acres, I ran the Roosevelt Field, and I ran the Queen Center. Now I have to keep going out and setting the bar a little higher. And that's the beauty of running. And this is why I'm so happy for everybody in the club, because y'all are going to accomplish, just like me, y'all are going to do some things that y'all don't even know. And it can only go from 1 mile to 100. You can only go up, but then that's the best thing about the running. Like you're going to surprise yourself so many times. And I remember when I shared that story with you after my anniversary, and you did it, and I was telling you like, yo, hit me up, I'll do it with you, because I got to do it again now, because I'm a way, more experienced runner. But then I was like, I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Before I even knew that you did it, I was like, nah, I don't even want him to hit me up, because I want him to have that experience on his own.
Yeah.
To be able to sit here and tell a story like you are now. And it's the same thing with the marathon, like how I tell you, like, yo, when we went to New York and you watching them, and you like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do when I see that last 200, and I'm like, yo, slow down, because what the marathon is gonna do, it's going to humble you every single time.
Yeah.
Literally, like if you run 20 marathons, you're gonna get humbled 20 times. Like, and it's because your goal is going to be to finish faster than you did the first one. So you're always going to be pushing to be 1 second faster. You know what I'm saying? Up until you get to the point where it's just like, maybe you don't care about that, but that's just the beauty of running. It pushes you to want to be better every single time. So now we can sit here and have the conversation about what your run was like when you ran to Yankee Stadium. Because I did it, I inspired you to do it, and you did it. So when you run your first marathon, we're going to be able to have that conversation.
I can't wait to have that conversation.
And I know. And I can't wait for you to experience what that actually feels like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I guarantee you, like, whatever you might have thought, seeing everybody run at New York City, and then you was like, yo, when I see that last 200 meters, I'm full sending it. And it's like, bro, Barry, I'm sorry, but you're not even going, you seen them people limp, they was limping and they was grabbing their hamstring. I'm like, Barry, look at this guy was running past, he was crying. I'm like, Barry, look at his face. Look at him.
Yo, bro, I'm in the moment. I'm just looking and smiling. I'm like, yo, nah, this shit is so cool. I'm like, yo, I can't wait when I get right here. I'm gonna every five people. Nigga Paulie tap me, yo, you see him, right? Yo, look his hamstring,
Yeah.
That shit jumping, right?
And it was such a, for me, that was one of the highlights of just that whole experience, because what those people had to endure to get to that point, and it's something that I know what they was feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
And that was a perfect example, because you never experienced it, so you came from a place of what you might have thought you was, or whatever your expectations is for, this is what I'm gonna do when I get there. For me, experiencing it and then trying to put you on to prepare you for it, and then having the evidence right in front of our face, every 5 people that's running past, literally because I know what they're going through, and I'm just like, yo, yes, it's all gonna be worth it in the end. As they nearing the finish line,
right,
and they just pulling their hamstring and walking, they limping, they crying. And it's just so amazing, man. I love it every single time. I'm telling you, I love it. It's a beautiful pain. When you do it, you're gonna be like, yo, I'm never doing it again. But you're gonna end up doing it again. Yeah.
Because I don't know. I was on some shit like, all right, my end. I'm gonna run the NYC marathon. And it's a wrap. I'm gonna just hang him up.
Yeah.
A part of me feel like I just still might do it though, like.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? I might tap my the medal I get and my time right on my leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I would say too, don't, because even though you've covered the 13-mile distance, you want to do a half first.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not gonna jump ship, but still, like, you don't want to. The marathon is. But I want to say, don't be so in a rush to accomplish your goals, because then you'll get to a place of like, now what? You know what I'm saying? Just know that now, every single day, you got something to train hard for and look forward to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I told them there, just like, I ran like over 500 to 600 runs before I did my first marathon. Part of it was because I didn't know about it, but I wasn't doing it for that. Until I started to do it for that, or even if that's something that I want to do now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, don't you. Even that, like, you think you're gonna be a one and done. There's no way, because this is why I seen people that it was their 10th time running New York.
Yeah.
They do it every year. It was people it was their 12th time. You got the pros that's running every, like, you're not gonna be a one and done with the marathon. I promise you. You're gonna feel too accomplished. You're gonna do all of this work. You're gonna get your medal. You're gonna have stories to tell, and then you're just gonna want to do this one, then that one.
I'm gonna have another story to tell.
That's all of this stuff is. So it's just like, we don't want to be one and done. You know what I'm saying? We want to have stories to tell that can live forever, and with just our experiences in general. So yeah. Just, that's something to just think about when you think about it. You're gonna get your medal. You're gonna see how fast that medal might just, it's gonna come in. I want you to experience it on your own time. We could revisit this conversation, but I don't want to spoil anything for you, because I know how I felt when I ran my first one in August. And yeah, if you felt like a champion when you did that 50-mile joint, man, you have no idea.
I was trying to tell you and Mooney, like, I thought I was joking around, like, yo, I know for sure, the first like full marathon I run, I'ma cry, like, while running.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just that emotional. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like I ain't gonna front. Even watching certain people like running, like I was getting emotional for them. Like, yo, like I'm seeing, like, when I was at mile 9, it was this girl running. She seen, I don't know, like, their relationship. I would just say like that was her home girl or whatever. She saw her and like just like, oh my God, and like they just hugging and spinning around. I'm like, damn, like this is beautiful. So I'm like, I want this moment, like, I want people to see me and shit, like just fucking confetti. Fucking as a matter of fact. So you know the hydration station, right? So when I run my first marathon, right, I need someone at like any of the miles, probably like mile 9 for ninth period. Someone have like some ogbono and like some pounded yam. You know what I'm saying? Like just have that ready for me. So as I'm running, like I just boom. And that would be my gel.
What is it called?
Ogbono.
Akbono?
Ogbono, like OGBONO.
What is it though? Like,
it's a soup, like you know, like the egusi and.
I don't, but it's just like
you don't? Okay,
soup
okay.
and you just.
Yeah, so the pounded yam, it's a meal that
you throw it in there. Yeah.
Make a nice little ball. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just seen the video like that a couple days ago. No, it's that. It was that. It was it was like a white.
Yeah.
It's white, and you just
the
soup.
pounded yam.
Yeah.
So, are you vegan?
No, I'm not.
Vegetarian?
No, my diet is undisclosed. I don't really like to talk about it too much because it don't really matter. Like,
you eat what you eat.
No, not that too, but I'm gonna tell you why though. Cause like, I eat what I eat, but it's like I only eat to survive. Like if I could just drink liquids and not eat and survive, I would do that. But it's mainly because like when I did in 2022 I changed my diet to a plant-based diet.
Okay.
And I did it for 7 to 8 months, and I started to feel like in the first couple months it was cool, but towards the back end of it, I started to look at people different, and I started to feel like I was better than people because I was plant-based.
Yeah.
You know, like as if I didn't used to eat what I used to eat, whether it was Popeyes or fast food or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, and I just had to kind of like catch myself and be like, you know, don't look at people for maybe what they don't know or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I ultimately end up having to go back to my diet. For eight months, I was posting my food. It was a whole thing about me being plant-based. I was so excited. Mind you, like I had no prior history until like or experience or knowledge about what a plant-based diet was when I decided. Just like how I decided to run every day after that last question. When I told myself, yo, I'm not eating this no more, or I want to change my diet, it was just like that. Yeah. I said it, and that was it. I didn't ease my way into it. I didn't, you know, I just learned everything on the fly once I made the decision. So I was like, yo, I'm plant-based now. I don't know what I can eat, I just know what I can't eat. Absolutely. And I literally spent 50% of my day just thinking about what I'm going to eat today. And my brother's a vegan, so he kind of like, I kind of had him to like, that's like a shoulder to lean on as far as like, yo, whatever you get, just get that same thing for me. Okay. And I'll just eat it. I stopped eating for taste. I had to retrain my taste buds, literally. And I was it's just like I just jumped in the water with no life jacket. And I'm literally learning, and as I'm learning, just not to drown and sink. And that's literally what that experience felt like. After a while, like after like the first 2-3 months, I kind of got a hang of it. Oyster mushrooms became like my favorite. Cauliflower became like my favorite. Like all of these things I was eating. And then, so after that, the number one reason why I changed my diet is because I knew that there was another level of like my body of what I can get to. Because I was like, if I look like this now with like not so healthy diet, I can only imagine how I would look with a healthy diet. And then I ended up losing like a lot of unwanted fat. I was lean and shredded and ripped up. And on like the last month, the seventh month, I got to a point to where I was starving. Cause remember I told you I never really ate like that. I was always a one meal a day type of person. I don't have like a big stomach, so I can't really eat much. It don't take much to fill me up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Half of a meal will fill me up. So with the plant-based foods, every 3 hours is out your system. It's easy to digest. It's more expensive. You gotta eat more of it. It's more, you know what I'm saying? It's plant. So it's just like, I held on for the last month and a half. I did everything in my power to not go back on my diet just so I could have the title that I was plant-based. Because I just wanted that for myself. I'm telling you, I was starving to the point where I was like, I had a conversation with Shy and Tom. I said, yo, I gotta go back. It felt like I didn't eat in 2 months. And it just took over my mind. So I went to the store, got a piece of chicken, and I held that. It took so much in me to like, I just held that piece of chicken in my hand for an hour, just looking at it. Cause I'm like, I'm really about to throw 7 months away. Yeah. It's kind of like if I don't run tomorrow.
Right.
I'll be throwing like 16 months away.
Absolutely.
So for me, I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to start this whole thing all over. I didn't eat the chicken. I put it back in the microwave. And then I was like, yo, it's okay, man. Like, it's okay. And then I went back and got it like 30 minutes later. And I went to town on that thing.
Chicken?
Yeah, man. Chicken was my favorite thing. I could never imagine my life not eating chicken ever again. I never said I was not going to eat chicken ever again. I was just plant-based for a short period of time.
Yeah.
But it's so funny that we're having this conversation because I'm in the midst of like going back.
To plant-based?
Yeah, I want to go back and just, try the whole thing out again. So we'll see.
It's a good thing that you brought up Sha and his veganism. Because I remember for your birthday, when you had the...
Your vegan cup. Well, that wasn't my birthday.
Nah, it was for your birthday.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he brought that vegan pizza.
Vegan pizza.
Yo, that was the worst pizza I've ever had in my life, yo. And he swore by that pizza.
No.
Sha was like he was arguing with me like, yo, nah, this is the shit you gotta be eating.
You know why? It's because he was supposed to just leave it on the table as pizza. Yeah. Let people eat it, but once you tell somebody, yo, it's vegan pizza, they're looking for it to be vegan. So now they're gonna try to, even if they don't find nothing wrong with the taste, oh no, it don't taste right. Just like the whole thing with the alkaline water and Dasani water and all of this Aquafina water. Like, can you really tell the difference?
Yes.
But maybe you can. But if I took Dasani water and put it in a Poland bottle and had you drink it,
I would.
You would. No, you would not.
Would.
No, you would
I
not.
promise you I would. Because you know the thing about Dasani water. It's like a thick ass water. Like
it is, but you know why?
And it's dry.
It's because of the way it comes out the bottle. The way the bottle is made to come out different. I'm telling you. Even with smart water, like those bottles with the big thick caps, pores, like they come out a certain way. But I'm telling you, the average person. No. People do that with drinks all the time, like at spots, at lounges. Yo, yeah, what's this? Yo, yeah, this is I don't know, like a Don Julio or something, but it's clear, so it might be vodka, but because it's coming out of a Don, we used to play that trick on girls all the time.
Listen, I could tell. No. I'm just trying to say something. A lot of y'all think that y'all drinking Don Julio. Y'all drinking Milagro. Y'all are drinking Milagro. You know what Milagro is?
I don't know what
Milagro is tequila, right?
Yeah.
That shit is cheap as fuck. You can buy a big ass bottle of Milagro for like 40 cash.
Yeah.
You can fill 3 bottles of Don Julio.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, so that's
when you go to spots and the plastic is already ripped off the bottles.
That's Milagro.
It's Milagro. Or 1800.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the average person not gonna be able to tell. But yeah, to go back to the point with the vegan pizza thing, if he wouldn't have told you it was vegan pizza and just let you eat it, you would have never even known.
I would have just been like, yo, don't ever buy pizza from here.
No, you would have just no.
So
I'm telling you.
No, even if I wouldn't have known, I would have just told them, yo, I don't think you should ever order pizza from here.
Those cupcakes. It would have just been a cupcake. I promise you it would have.
Those cupcakes were amazing.
Exactly. But you really couldn't distinguish the taste between the fact that it was vegan or non-vegan.
Yeah, but there's a lot of foods that are said vegan that really taste good. It's just that pizza that just wasn't it.
So,
the vegan cupcakes went crazy. The vegan pizza never do. Bro, for me to eat that, I gotta be starving. There's nothing around.
Yeah. Now, I can't go back. That was in 2022, I believe. Or
yeah. Yeah, it
that
was.
in 2023. No, it was...
I think
it was 22. Yeah, it was 22. 23, I don't know. But yeah, that was in 2022. I don't remember how the pizza tastes though. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with it, obviously, because that was my diet around that time anyways. But yeah, I mean, if you remember that it tastes bad, then people are not going to forget how something tastes, for sure. Yeah. Especially people that like to eat it or whatever, so yeah, you would know. But yeah.
What? I feel like we're kind of like on like the same, like, well, probably not, but like as far as food, right? Like me, I like to eat whatever I want to eat because I work out so much, because I run so much, and like I like try to like in the gym, I'll like lose my mind in there. Like
Okay.
really wild out. And the same with running. Like, I'll try to like really push myself past previous times where like I'll probably run like a mile and some change, and it'll take me like 20 minutes to just run a mile. Like, my goal is nothing more than 11 minutes to run a mile.
For you?
Yes. Like, even if I'm just doing a 1 mile run,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be less. It has to be 11 minutes is the cap.
So, like, you have any, besides that, like, is there specific goals to, you just know you don't want to do 11, you just know you don't want to do an 11-minute mile. Do you think that it's because you consider that to be, like, slow or something like that?
Slow for me.
Okay.
Not based off of what other people say and shit like that. Like, fucking when I was at work and I told people I ran from Queens to Yankee Stadium, and I told them my time, and they was like, "Yo, dude, you run slow as hell." I was like, "Yeah."
Why would they say that? Why would they say that? Who told you that? Somebody told you on slow as hell?
Yeah, because my time was slow.
Okay.
Because it took me 3.5 hours.
What's your fastest time to do a mile? What? They said that based off your whole run?
Yeah. But it didn't. But like when they told me that, it didn't bother me. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, just
I'm like,
it did it.
I'm like, yo, I did the run.
Yeah.
What was the last run you done like that? But I'm like, you know what? It doesn't even really. I don't care that much to even go back and forth with them.
Yeah.
So it's just like I just let people say whatever they say or whatever. But like for myself, I think the fastest mile that I ran probably like 9 minutes. I think that's the fastest.
Yeah, so if that's, what's your average though? What you think your average is? Like around there? 9? You gotta be around 9. You gotta be around 9:30. Yeah. I mean, you should probably be 2 minutes behind your average. That's it's so funny too, cause like, well, you kind of know, you know, you can have your own goals as far as like what you consider to not be your best as far as like running an 11-minute mile, and that's cool too. But I would say, a piece of advice I would say is just don't put too much on that. I think I just ran like a 10-minute recovery run the other day. It looks ugly, but what matters more is
as long as you get out there. It
don't really matter. Yeah. Whenever the average pace is high like that, that just means you was out there longer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if I'm running a 10-minute average pace, I probably ran 40 minutes that day, and then I would look at the number 40 as opposed to the average pace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was out there longer. When I first started running, I was running for time. I didn't know nothing about miles. So I just knew I wanted to run from 20 to 25 minutes every single day, and I would stop when I get to 25 minutes. I wasn't tracking my runs or none of that. I didn't know how fast my pace was and none of that. But all that stuff comes with time, though. So I mean, 11-minute mile it's not bad.
Listen, your time is your time.
Yeah, it is.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing I could say.
A mile is a mile.
Literally.
That's all.
As long as you got out and did it.
Yeah, like
fuck it.
A mile is a mile. That's it.
So listen, man, we about to get up out of here soon, but I just want to ask you one thing though. I see that you just turned 29, and like you celebrated your birthday in a very peculiar manner. You ran 29 miles.
I did.
That's what you showed the world.
Yeah.
That you ran 29 miles. So like planning into that, like was it like a long thought process? Was it long planning, or was it just something that you just did off the whim?
That's your question?
One of them.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah. It's been something that's been, I would say, brewing since 2022. When I first started getting into this goes back to the whole training with Nike thing, and as the marathons started to approach, the New York Marathon is always like a couple days before my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just telling like one of the Nike coaches, I was turning 27 that year. I was like, yo, if I don't get in the New York City Marathon, I'm the type of person that'll go out and run 27 miles on my 27th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been something that I wanted to do.
What was that? What was their response?
She was just like, oh yeah, and my brother Shy was right there, so he was like, yeah, nah, he will do something like that. She was like, yeah, nah, that'll be a good accomplishment. Or, and I even told her, like, if I do get in and I get to 26, I'll just throw that extra mile and make it 27.
Mm.
But again, my birthday is like always, the New York Marathon is always on that first Sunday. So my birthday is on the 6th. So it's always like 2 to 3 days after. So it's like, I'm never going to have a time to, if I get in the New York Marathon, run that 26 and then get up 2 days after and run. I'm only getting older, so it's like run another 28.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even want to put that through to put that type of
stuff through your body.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to put my body through that. So it was like last year I thought about it too, and I don't remember what happened. I ended up not doing it, and this year for 29, me just being where I am in the space of running now, I was like, yo, again. I was just like, New York City Marathon, if not, we'll probably do this. It wasn't a long thought process, but I'm just like, nah, let's just wait till we turn 30 next year. That's a milestone moment, and we'll just crack the 30.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, nah, we're here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't take...
Because we don't know what
I don't take the running for granted or just
Yeah.
nothing in general. You never know. You know, this is my story. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm here now at the 29. I'm not getting in the New York City Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I am running the marathon 3 weeks after. And then it's like, my birthday is here, I'm 29, let's just do it now. And if we don't get in next year, we'll do the 30 again and we'll make this a thing.
Okay.
So like that whole thing is predicated on whether I get in New York or not. If not, I'll just turn whatever year I turn, I'll just do that number of miles. So it wasn't a long thought process. I was just like, yo, I got Philly Marathon coming up on November 24th, which is next week. And I'm like, my birthday is on November 6th. That's like 2.5 to 3 weeks before Philly. Am I going to be able to recover in time? Or, you know, it's going to take away my approach onto how I plan on running Philly. But I was just like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to take alternative routes and how you think you might approach, or how you might want to approach a run. Sometimes you got to detour. Yeah. And then I just put me turning 29 ahead of like all my other goals as far as like running the marathon in 3 hours time.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if I won't recover in time, I could risk hurting myself. It'll affect my time. This goes back to that 11-minute mile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then I was just like, this is just more important. I'm turning 29. Let's just do it, get it out the way. And yeah.
And how was that experience?
Yo, as far as, I treated it like a regular run, to be honest.
Okay.
I treated it like my regular three-mile run. I went to sleep at like 3 in the morning. I knew I wanted to get up at 6 because I'm like, if I get up at 6 and go run, it'll be done by no later than 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I was giving myself 4 hours to be out there. It's 6 o'clock, my alarm went off. I was like, damn, I'm still tired. So let me just 30 more minutes to sleep. I end up getting up at like 6:45. I got up there at 7, and then I was on the road by 7:15.
Okay.
So, you know, I pushed the time back an hour. Still learning about like how to fuel properly. I had pancakes the night before. They said like pancakes is like a good pre-race meal, or if you're going to be running longer distances like that, because it stores a certain part of the body that your muscles are going to need to use as fuel.
Okay.
Once you get into the back end from 16 to 29, and this was obviously the longest distance I've covered, so having a little bit of experience with the marathon distance, but just knowing I was going past that, it was just like, you know, if 11-minute mile is what it got to come to in the back end of that race, then it's okay, but we're not trying to race it, we're not trying to kill ourselves, we're just trying to cover the distance. Right. Well, not
necessarily, but I guess.
I don't. Yeah. We just want to cover distance. We're not trying to kill ourselves. So for me, that run, it was a great experience. I didn't really have much. I didn't train to do it. I didn't plan to do it. It just came up, and it was just something that I addressed head on. I just got up, put my shoes on. It was my birthday, and then I just did it. But it was still, again, the hardest thing. Like running a marathon is still the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And to go past it at this point, to go past 26 and get to 29, it was brutal. And I knew it was gonna be brutal going into it. I started mentally preparing for it like 3 days before. I just couldn't wait till the day comes. I just seen myself out there running already. It was a route I was familiar with. I ran it in circles for 4 hours straight. No headphones, obviously. None of that. Started to implement fueling strategies throughout the duration of the run. Every 4 miles, taking gels, stopping if I need to get a cramp out, hydrating and drinking water, and stopping at the deli to get some Gatorade real quick. Just doing whatever I needed to do to make sure that I get it done. But it was, again, man, it was so bad. I was even saying this, like, after the run, I don't even want to have the conversation with somebody that can't say they've done this before.
Right.
Because it's pointless. And I told Shy, like, don't even ask me how it was, because it's like, if you never did it, me telling it to you is just like, you'll never know what that pain feels like. Yeah. So it's really just a waste of time of me explaining myself. I seen a girl that morning, she was running, she was just finishing up. And I was like, she was walking past me and we greeted each other. And I was like, what's up, you run? She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I want to put you onto my run club. And she was like, okay. So I put her on, I gave her the run club information. I'm like, how many miles you did today? She was like, only 2. It was like 7 in the morning. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm about to run 29 miles. And she was like, oh, okay, have you done that before? And I'm like, yeah, I've ran a marathon before, but... And the reason why I say that is because her reaction to that was just as if I was telling her I was about to run 2 miles.
Yeah, it was just normal. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
She didn't look at you like, exactly. Oh, shit.
The average person doesn't know what that entails.
Yeah.
So unless you dress it up in a way where you can give them an analogy so that they can properly interpret what that actually looks like, you're just wasting your time. Even when I finished the race, I seen another girl. It's probably like 12 p.m. at this point, and I'm just in the park recording the ending of my video, and we greeted each other again, and I'm just like, yeah, you see, I have my cake in my hand. I'm like, you like my cake today, my birthday? She was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I just ran 29 miles. She was like, oh, okay. Like she didn't know.
Like, it's just whatever.
Yeah, so it's like, when I finished that run, for what I felt like, I literally died out there. I ran till I literally couldn't walk, and it was just a beautiful pain. My back was screaming. It was aching. My shoulders was heavy. It just felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, just pulling my shoulders down. I couldn't even stand up for more than 5 seconds without like having to hunch over. But it was one of the, it was something that definitely a story that I could tell for the rest of my life. I definitely ran the next day, but going back to the point of like, I didn't even want to have the conversation with nobody because it was like, they're never going to know unless they do it themselves. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a beautiful pain, and I was just so ready to move past it. I ran that on a Wednesday. I thought by the next day, Thursday, I was going to be done, which I was, but Friday it really like everything came down. And I'm like, yo, I ran 2 days ago. Like, what the hell? Like, yo, I was hurting. Yeah. Like, I was hurt. I didn't go get no like massage or do no recovery or no ice bath or none of that. That's probably one of the I would say only things that I gotta get together with my runs is the recovery process, because I just healed naturally. It take my body like a couple of days to heal, but yeah, as far as that goes, yeah, man, it was the worst pain I ever felt. But listen, it was a beautiful pain, like I said, and I would definitely do it again. Yeah, most definitely.
I fuck with that, man.
So yeah,
I think you should definitely really implement like real recovery.
Yeah, I'm about to get me a little massage gun and start doing like, I do a lot of stretching and stuff like that, but it's really just like, as far as like when I do long distances like that, just staying off my feet. I'll go to the gym, I'll hit the sauna, I'll hit the jacuzzi, I'll do some yoga, stretching the cramps out. That's the most I do it right now as far as recovery.
The massage gun for that
the cramps.
Manhattan to Queens run I did.
Out, right?
Oh my God, that shit was heaven.
Oh, you had it?
Yeah,
Okay.
my sister bought it for me. After I told her I did it, I was like, yo, I need to
That's
get
what
one.
I needed right there, man.
Yeah.
My legs was cramped. I was cramping up in every part of my body. I was at a point to where like if I did like this, bum, Charlie horse. Like any type of subtle movement, the cramp would have came in. Like
Yeah.
that's how crazy it felt. So I was just after the run, I was just sitting in one spot for 3 to 4 hours. I couldn't even move. And yeah, but I had to get right and get ready and then go back up the next day. So
Listen, man, as long as you enjoyed your birthday, man.
that was the highlight of my birthday. That's the only thing I wanted to do. I ended up going out to eat, but
It was a
that didn't
vegan
mean
cake
nothing to
too.
me. Say that
It
again?
was a vegan cake.
A vegan cake?
Yeah.
So it was a chocolate cake. It was good, but nah. I had got that cake from Kifu.
Mm.
Yeah. I just bought a cheap cake and I designed it, dressed it up myself, threw the candles on there. I took a little piece, but I wasn't really too pressed about the cake. It was just more so a run. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was definitely the highlight of my birthday.
Alright, well, listen. Happy we finally got this episode done, man. I've been trying to get this shit for 2 years straight. You know what I mean? And this is really a great episode, man. This is a great conversation to have.
Yeah.
You know, I still gotta get your autograph. Cause I want to start this. I want to start this book of just autographs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think my autograph is worth anything though.
Yet?
Yeah.
Not yet.
You saying not yet?
Yeah, you saying it's not worth
I'm saying,
anything.
is it?
It's hood currency.
Well, what determines if it's, do people even still do it?
Not really, but just for my own, my own collective thing. Like, you know, like I just want to have people that, you know, I generally fuck with, people that inspire me. Shit, even some people that, like, I even look up to. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
if you never signed an autograph, sign one today.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna get a small book and then.
Nah, I got you. I got you for sure.
You sign it.
I would say nah. It's definitely, listen. It is what it is. I think
Because I feel like, I don't know, it's just something with me, you know, it's just something different. Like, I could take a million pictures with people.
Yeah, no, people say that to me all the time. Like, yeah, I want to get your autograph. I mean, yeah, I'll give it to you. And they'll always say like, oh, before you blow up or something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, but no, I got everybody. Whoever want my autograph, I got you.
Like, just imagine a book of autographs.
But yeah, I mean, as far as like, yeah, I'm glad we got to do this interview too, cause shoot, had we done it like 2-3 years ago when you wanted to do it, I wouldn't be able to engage in certain conversations as far as
Mhm.
running. So, listen, timing is everything. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, everything's gonna happen when it's meant to happen. So yeah, just
Fine timing.
yep, right.
Fine
Yeah,
timing.
so I mean, shoot. I mean, thank you for having me and for me always being one of the people that you've always wanted to sit down with and just chop it up with. You know, we've had conversations, off camera, obviously, just small talk, but nah, man, I'm glad I was able to just, give you some of my time today, and I enjoyed this experience.
Okay, man, thank you, man. I'm glad that your artwork here.
I mean, I ain't even signed that.
You didn't want to sign it.
Cause it don't mean it ain't,
Yeah, it's not yours.
It ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? I did it, but.
But shout out to Mike
That's what I'm
shout out to Mike for giving it to me.
Yeah.
Yes. I really wanted to win this shit when you was giving it out. Y'all never won a single raffle, but
Nah, your day is coming.
nah, won that lottery raffle, that marathon lottery.
Oh, that? No, that's not. No. That's the lottery to get accepted. You got to be one out of 100 to win a raffle.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't like, oh, I'm gonna pick one person out of 1,000 to run this race and you just get selected. It's a draw, but it's not a raffle. It's not a giveaway. Cause you're not gonna be the only one that's going home with that prize.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright, man. Snipe Berry Podcast. It is I, Barry, Ade, Ice, William, whatever the fuck you wanna call me. We here, man. We'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.